Welcome, Zulfiye,
Thank you.
to my home and our lovely COVID isolation artwork project. Please share.
Sure. So, hi everyone. I'm here representing Benevolence Australia, and Benevolence Australia is a local organisation, and what we do is we serve the community at large, and we also serve more particularly new Muslims, so people who have just entered the faith, as well as people reconnecting to the Islamic faith. And it was important for me to be part of this because, first of all, Dot asked me to, and so I wanted to just be part of her team doing this artwork. And also, I think it's important to have something that's shared between faiths. There's not always an opportunity to see each other or to meet up, whereas something like this is long lasting, and I think it's a beautiful idea. So what I've written here, so I've drawn a cutout of the Benevolence logo, and so as you can see, it's green artwork intertwined with another shaded color, and what it's meant to signify is that this is life, and your life can take any direction, and it's complicated, and there's so many things in your life and so many things that make up your life. And part of our logo is having a different shade that is intertwined in it, that's connected in it and outside of it. And that's meant to signify the Creator. So for us, that is the God of the universe and who created the entire world. And so it's only a representation of that. We don't believe God has a form that we can identify with, but it's just meant to signify how that we intertwine God into our lives. And so that's why we're always seeking the Creator, and the best way to do that is through conscious living, and that can look very different for different people, but I think for me it would mean being conscious that there is a God, and in all of my actions, in all of my day-to-day activities, just trying to be conscious about that. And I feel like when you are conscious truly, it puts into context your life for you, and then it affects the decisions that you make because you're making them consciously. So yeah, that's what this artwork represents.
So during the COVID-19 difficult times and isolation, what have you been able to do to help you stay in such a positive place and work to create those connections with others?
Sure. So working with Benevolence actually changed so much during isolation. We had all these projects going on. I had work with Dot that we were going to do. It all got cancelled or postponed. And so we're all in isolation at home. And mind you, I just started a new job a couple of weeks in, and we went into isolation. So I didn't really know the team that well. But what we did at Benevolence was, as with most people, we went online. So everything was done through Zoom. And we even had social gatherings. So our meetings, basically, unless they were for a specific purpose, we had like weekly meetings where we would just check in with each other. And we ask each other a question and say, this week, what's one of the best things that have happened to you? Or this, and the question would change every week. And so that was actually part of our work. So what the COVID isolation looked like for me was that I ended up connecting on such a deep level with my colleagues at Benevolence, and it ended up where I was sharing things with them that I hadn't even shared with friends. And I just found that really interesting because COVID really made me realize that your work really needs to align with who you are and the values that you have. And so I felt like that's why I could really connect with the women I was working with during COVID.
Oh, thank you for those lovely stories and sharing your personal story with us. And remain blessed, and thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.